Um, Move on to the celebrity match. They've been using celebrities definitely at SummerSlam, WrestleMania. You think about how many times celebrities have paid off, from the Mike Tysons, the Muhammad Alis. It's why they have the celebrity wing of the WWE Hall of Fame. We're going to be putting Jelly Roll out there in a match at SummerSlam. And people were pissed. I think the first wrestling headline that I saw came out was that Jelly Roll was going to be involved in some sort of an angle on SmackDown, which people were fine with. And then it came out that Jelly Roll had been training at the Performance Center, to do something at a wrestling match, and people thought that he would just get involved in a match. The second it came out that Jelly Roll was actually wrestling at SummerSlam, that people went bananas and lost their minds. I'm not going to say that Jelly Roll is going to be the best wrestler of all time. He's not going to become the new Gorilla Monsoon or anything like that. I think it's a one-off. And we've seen one-offs in the world of wrestling so many times. We've seen times when, wrestlers have gone on out there. Steve Amell at SummerSlam when he wrestled against Stardust with Wade Barrett and Pac from AEW. I mean, that was a really, really good match. I went in there with no expectations. I'm not the biggest comic book guy. I'd never seen Arrow in my life. I didn't know who the guy was. He was good. He was so good. The guy went on to make his own wrestling TV show that I think went for 2 seasons, maybe 3. It was on Stars. That show was good. Heels, I love it. I know Netflix has the rights and you could stream season 1. I think season 2 just went live on there. I know it's been a long time since the last season, but I would think it would be so cool if we got to see, what happened to his character once that last match was over, and they made it seem like he paralyzed himself. Maybe he just had like a big stinger or something like that. But I would love to see what's going on there. But back to Jelly Roll. I don't think Jelly Roll is going out there to become a 5-star ring technician. I think we've seen this with matches a lot. Randy is going to do all of the work. Jelly Roll, if he's going to do much, he's probably more than likely going to be involved in the finish. If he's in the ring, he's probably just going to be getting beat up, where he just has to know how to protect himself and not put himself out there to get hurt. And Drew and Logan Paul can just beat on him. They can kick him. They can put him down in the corner. They can put a chokehold on him. And in the world of professional wrestling, they're going to make sure that Jelly Roll doesn't get hurt. I think that Jelly Roll and Randy Orton are going to get the win in this match. I wouldn't be surprised if, win, loss, or anything else that comes up, disqualification. I would go bananas if Randy Orton hit Jelly Roll with an RKO. I want to see that, honestly, more than anything. They're going to be going up against Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Sometimes I honestly think too much about professional wrestling and how a character is being used. Drew McIntyre is involved with this because he had a match against Randy Orton at Saturday night's main event. And that sort of got looped into it being a tag match because Logan Paul attacked Jelly Roll, who was only out there giving him support during the Saturday night's main event match. I think Drew McIntyre would much rather have been in that Monday Night Raw gauntlet match. And don't tell me it's because he was on SmackDown that he couldn't be involved in the gauntlet match to get a shot to go after Gunther at the main event of SummerSlam. Because LA Knight was in the match. So there ain't no reason that Drew McIntyre couldn't be in there. Drew, he came back after the Damian Priest cage match. I knew it was going to be a toss-up. I guess in the long run, it didn't really matter who won the Orton versus McIntyre match, because I think most people would have to look up who actually won the match. It wasn't about the finish of, who was better that night between Orton and McIntyre. It was about Jelly Roll and Logan Paul on the outside, that they were setting up the match for SummerSlam. But Drew needs to get back in the championship picture. Maybe he needs to hit a few claymores on Jelly Roll and just put him out of commission. And, they raise him up that way. But Drew needs some wins. That's all I got to say. Maybe that's the way they pay him back after losing this match, is they promise some sort of a big storyline in the foreseeable future. But I think most wrestlers, if they get put in the celebrity match, they know that Jelly Roll is going to make sure this is on extra entertainment tonight. I don't know if it'll find its way to Sports Center, but there's a good chance it will. Every, Pat McAfee talk show that's going to be out there. And plus, I think Jelly Roll is hosting like a big, is he hosting Jimmy Kimmel? Is that what it is? I think he's guest hosting, and Randy Orton's going to be on there. That's huge for WWE. Ever since John Cena really stopped wrestling full time, you don't really see like the Roman Reigns get invited on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. I don't really watch the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon as much as I would want to. But you always see the clips of whatever goes down the next morning. I think that's kind of why they do those shows still. But having Orton be put out there in big time press, I think it's going to be awesome. I don't know who watches those late night shows anymore, but I know that they're going to make sure that people know that this match is going down.